My girlfriend said, I'm going to Coachella with the girls. No partners allowed. I said, have fun. Then her best friend's boyfriend tagged me in a photo. Brother's trip to Coachella. We were at the same festival. When I saw her in VIP with a guy who definitely wasn't the girls. Original post. 27 male, just got back from the most surreal weekend of my life, and I need to process this somewhere because my brain is still not fully functioning. Some background. I've been dating my girlfriend for 2 years. We moved in together 8 months ago. Split rent on a nice 1-bedroom. Shared a car payment, the whole domestic thing. I thought things were good. Not perfect. She'd been a bit distant lately, spending more time on her phone, less interested in stuff we used to do together, but I figure it was just a phase. Relationships have seasons, right? 3 weeks ago, she told me she was going to Coachella with the girls. Her best friend, her college roommate, and 2 other friends I'd met a few times. She said it was a girls-only trip and that partners weren't invited because they wanted it to be a bonding experience. She showed me the group chat where they were all hyping each other up about it. Seemed legit. I was disappointed, but tried to be cool about it. Coachella isn't cheap. Weekend passes alone are like $600, plus accommodation, travel, food. She said they'd been planning it for months and had already booked everything. I asked why she hadn't mentioned it before, and she said she didn't want to make it a big deal. I would have liked to go together, but if it's a girls' trip, I get it. Have fun. Her, you're not mad. Me, why would I be mad? You're allowed to have trips with your friends. She seemed relieved. Maybe too relieved, looking back. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago. I'm at my buddy's place watching basketball when his roommate walks in. This guy I've met maybe 3 times, friends with my girlfriend's best friend's boyfriend. He's scrolling through his phone and goes, Yo, you guys doing Coachella this year? My buddy says no, too expensive. I mention my girlfriend is going with her friends. The roommate looks confused. Wait, isn't that the same weekend the boys are going? My buddy just bought tickets for a group trip. My buddy, what boys? Roommate, like 6 of them. They've been planning it for months. I didn't think much of it at the time. Different friend groups, same festival, whatever. But something stuck in my brain. The way the roommate said same weekend. The overlap felt weird. The next day, I texted my girlfriend's best friend's boyfriend. We're not close, but we've hung out at group things enough to have each other's numbers. Me, hey man, heard you might be doing Coachella? My GF is going with the girls that weekend. Him, wait what? She told you girls only? Me, yeah, why? Him, bro, my girlfriend literally told me the same thing. Girls only trip, no partners. I've been sulking about it for weeks. We compared notes. Same weekend. Same no partners rule. Same vague details about accommodations. Him, this is weird, right? Like it's not just me. Me, it's definitely weird. Him, what if we just went? Like our own trip? We could get a group together. I laughed it off at first, but then I thought about it. Why not? I had the PTO saved up. I could afford a weekend pass if I found reasonable accommodation. And honestly, if there was nothing shady going on, it would just be a fun coincidence. We'd run into them, laugh about it, enjoy the festival together. And if something was shady, well, better to know. So we did it. Me, my girlfriend's best friend's boyfriend, 2 of his college friends, and my buddy from work. 5 guys, 1 Airbnb about 20 minutes from the venue, weekend 2 passes. Total cost for me, about $1,100, including my share of the house. I didn't tell my girlfriend. Neither did her best friend's boyfriend tell his. We figured if we mentioned it, they'd either come clean about something or get weirdly defensive about us not trusting them. Either way, it would become a thing. Better to just see what happened. Last Friday, we drove out, got to the Airbnb, unpacked, grabbed some beers. Her best friend's boyfriend, I'm going to call him my co-conspirator for simplicity, posted a photo of us on Instagram with the caption, Brother's trip to Coachella, and tagged me. Within 30 minutes, my girlfriend texted me. Her, wait, are you at Coachella? Me, yeah. Surprise. The guys put together a last-minute trip. Crazy coincidence, right? Her, why didn't you tell me? Me, I wanted to surprise you. Maybe we can meet up at some point? Would be fun to see you. Long pause. 3 dots appearing and disappearing. Her, we're doing our own thing. Girls trip, remember? Me, I know, but we're at the same festival, LOL. Doesn't mean we can't grab a drink or something. Her, I'll see. We We have a whole schedule planned. She was being weird, like actively weird. No excitement about the coincidence. No OMG, that's so fun. Just resistance. My co-conspirator showed me his phone. His girlfriend had sent almost identical texts. Us being there was clearly a problem. That told me everything I needed to know. Saturday afternoon. We'd spent the morning exploring the grounds, checking out some smaller stages. Around 3 p.m., my co-conspirator and I decided to try the VIP section. His college friend had a hookup that got us wristbands for a few hours. And that's when I saw her. She was maybe 50 feet away, sitting on one of those fancy VIP couches, laughing at something on her phone. She looked good, done up more than I'd ever seen her for a festival. Full makeup, outfit that was definitely new, the works. Sitting next to her, arm casually draped over the back of the couch behind her, was a guy I'd never seen before. Not one of the girls. Definitely not one of her female friends. A dude, late 20s, athletic build, expensive-looking sunglasses. My co-conspirator grabbed my arm. Bro, is that? Yeah. We watched for maybe 2 minutes. She leaned into him while showing him something on her phone. He whispered something in her ear. She laughed and playfully shoved him. The body language was unmistakable. This wasn't a random festival friend. This was something. My co-conspirator pointed. Dude, look, his girlfriend was there too. Same couch area. With another guy. The girls' trip was apparently 2 couples hanging out in VIP while their actual boyfriends were lied to. I felt my stomach drop. Like actually drop. That physical sensation of your body processing betrayal before your brain catches up. 2 years. We lived together. I thought I knew her. My co-conspirator looked at me. What do we do? I took a breath. Thought about it. The easy thing would be to storm over there, cause a scene, get satisfaction from watching her panic. But that's not really my style. And honestly, I wanted to understand what I was dealing with before I reacted. Me? We don't do anything. Yet. Him? What do you mean yet? Me? I mean, we take pictures. We document this. And then we go back to having a good time. Let them think they got away with it. Him. And then me. And then we figure out how to handle this when we're home and thinking clearly. So that's what we did. I took photos. Discreet ones from a distance. You could clearly see her with this guy. Clearly see the body language. Clearly see this wasn't a girlfriend. Then we left VIP and went to watch Billie Eilish. Tried to enjoy the rest of the weekend. Mostly fail, but we tried. I ran into my girlfriend once more before the festival ended. Sunday evening, near the food vendors. She was with her best friend and 2 of the other girls. No mystery guys in sight. When she saw me, her face went pale. Her, oh my God, hey. I didn't know you guys were in this area. Me? Yeah, just grabbing some food. You having fun? Her, so much fun. Girls' trip is amazing. I just smiled. Didn't mention what I saw. Didn't let on that I knew anything. Just hugged her, told her to enjoy the rest of her night, and walked away. The drive home was quiet. My co-conspirator and I barely talked. Just processed. When we got back, we agreed to wait a few days before making any moves. Let them think they got away with it. Let them come home with their stories about how fun the girls' trip was. My girlfriend got home Monday night. She was all smiles, full of stories about the music and the outfits and the amazing bonding experience. She showed me photos, carefully curated ones of her with her girlfriends, no mystery men in sight. Her, I missed you though. Girls' trip was fun, but I'm glad to be home. Me? Yeah, I bet. She didn't notice the edge of my voice. Or maybe she did and chose to ignore it. I'm writing this Tuesday morning. She's at work. I'm sitting in our apartment, looking at the photos on my phone, trying to figure out my next move. I know I need to confront her. I know this relationship is over. But I'm also looking around at our shared life, the furniture we bought together, the lease with both our names on it, the car payment we split, and I'm trying to figure out the cleanest way to extract myself from this mess. More updates coming. I just needed to get this out before I do something impulsive. Update 1, 4 days later. Okay, so a lot has happened since I posted, and I need to walk you all through it, because this situation has gone completely sideways. First, thank you for all the comments and advice. A lot of you said to just confront her immediately, rip off the Band-Aid. Others said to get my ducks in a row first, secure my finances, figure out the lease, protect myself. I went with option 2, and I'm glad I did, because what happened next proved I was dealing with someone who would absolutely try to screw me over if given the chance. The day after my original post, Wednesday, I started quietly getting my affairs in order. Our lease has both names on it, but I'm the primary. My credit score is what got us approved. We have 6 months left on it. The car payment is technically in my name alone, but she's been contributing to it sporadically, which she kept saying meant she had equity in it. She doesn't. That's not how car payments work, but whatever. I started moving important documents to my work locker. Birth certificate, passport, financial statements. Opened a new savings account at a different bank and started slowly transferring some money. Not her money. We don't have joint accounts. But I wanted a financial cushion she didn't know about. Thursday, I mentioned casually that I was thinking about visiting my parents for the weekend. She seemed relieved. Like actually relieved. So it would be good for me to reconnect with family, and that she might hang with the girls again. The girls. Sure. Friday morning, before I left for my parents, I set up a small camera in our living room. Before anyone comes at me, it's my apartment, primary leaseholder, and our state is one-party consent. I wasn't trying to catch her doing anything physical. I just wanted to know if she'd bring someone to our place while I was supposedly gone. I needed to know how deep this went. I didn't actually go to my parents. I went to my buddy's place and watched the camera feed on my phone. Friday night, around 8 p.m., she came home with her best friend. They opened wine, sat on my couch, and talked. What I heard made my blood run cold. Her best friend. So did he suspect anything? My girlfriend, no. He's clueless. He was at the festival the whole time and didn't even notice. Best friend. I can't believe our boyfriends both showed up. What are the odds? My girlfriend. I know, right? I almost had a heart attack when I saw him near the food trucks. But he didn't see anything. Best friend. So what's the plan with festival guy? My girlfriend. I don't know. I really like him. But I can't just leave. The apartment is in both our names, and I can't afford rent alone. Best friend. So you're gonna keep both? My girlfriend. For now? Yeah. Until I figure out my finances. Festival guy doesn't need to know I have a boyfriend, and my boyfriend doesn't need to know about him. Best friend. That's kind of messed up. My girlfriend. It's practical. I'm not going to blow up my living situation over a guy I've been seeing for 3 months. 3 months. She'd been seeing this dude for 3 months. While we lived together. While I paid 60% of the rent because she was between raises. They kept talking. Planning. My girlfriend mentioned that she needed to secure herself financially before making any moves. Her best friend suggested she start putting some money aside just in case. They talked about how stupid their boyfriends were, how easy it was to lie to us, how men only see what they want to see. I sat in my buddy's living room, watching this on a 4-inch phone screen, feeling like I was having an out-of-body experience. My co-conspirator was having a similar experience. He'd confronted his girlfriend that same night. He's more impulsive than me, and it had gone badly. She immediately turned it around on him, accused him of stalking her at Coachella, said he was controlling and paranoid. They had a massive fight, and she stormed out to stay with. You guessed it, my girlfriend. Saturday morning, I drove home. My girlfriend was still there, hung over, scrolling through her phone on the couch. Me, hey, good time with the girls? Her, yeah, just wine and talking. How are your parents? Me, good. Hey, can we talk about something? She looked up. Something flickered across her face. Not guilt exactly, more like calculation. Like she was running through possible topics and preparing responses. Her, sure, what's up? Me, I think we should break up. Her face went through about 5 expressions in 2 seconds. Shock, fear, confusion, anger, then a forced calm. Her, what? Where is this coming from? Me, I've been thinking about it for a while. Things haven't felt right between us. I think we want different things. Her, is this because of Coachella? Because you went with your friends and had some kind of boys' trip revelation? Me, no. This is because I don't think you're being honest with me about a lot of things. Her, what things? I'm completely honest with you. Me? Okay. Then tell me about the guy you were sitting with in VIP on Saturday. The silence was deafening. I watched her face cycle through a new set of emotions. Panic, denial, more panic. Her, what guy? I was with the girls all weekend. Me, I saw you. I was in VIP. You were on a couch with him, his arm around you, whispering in your ear. I have photos. Her, you were spying on me? Me, I was at a music festival and I saw my girlfriend with another man. That's not spying, that's witnessing. Her, that was just a friend. You're being paranoid. Me, a friend you never mentioned. Who? Had his arm around you. At a festival you specifically told me was girls only with no partners allowed? Her, you're twisting this. This is exactly why I didn't want you there. You're controlling and jealous. Me, I'm not twisting anything. I saw what I saw. And I heard what you told your best friend last night about keeping both relationships going until you figured out your finances. Now that got a reaction. Her face went white. Her, you recorded me? In my own home? That's illegal. Me, our home. My name is primary on the lease. And it's not illegal in this state. One-party consent. Her, you're insane. You're absolutely insane. I can't believe I wasted 2 years on someone this paranoid and controlling. Me, and I can't believe I wasted 2 years on someone who was keeping me around as a financial backup while she dated someone else. I guess we both made mistakes. She tried every tactic after that. Crying, apologizing, explaining that festival guy meant nothing, and she was just confused. Then back to anger, calling me names, saying I invaded her privacy, threatening to tell everyone I was an abusive stalker. I stayed calm the whole time. Told her I wanted her out by the end of the month. Reminded her that my name was primary on the lease and that I could start the formal eviction process if needed, but I'd rather do this amicably. She laughed in my face. Her, amicably? You just ambushed me with recordings and spy photos, and you want to do this amicably. Me, I want to do this quickly and cleanly. You have 2 weeks to find somewhere else to live. I'll cover the full rent for those 2 weeks. After that, you're trespassing. Her, you can't just kick me out. I have rights. Me, you have squatter rights at best, and even those require formal eviction procedures. I'm giving you a generous timeline. Take it. She stormed out. Went to her mom's place, I assume. Didn't come back Saturday night. Sunday morning, her mom called me. The conversation was something else. Her mom, you need to take her back. She made a mistake. People make mistakes. Me, ma'am, she's been seeing someone else for 3 months while living with me. That's not a mistake, that's a choice. Her mom, you men are all the same. One little indiscretion and you throw away the whole relationship. Me, one little indiscretion? She was planning to keep me around as a financial safety net while she dated someone else. That's not indiscretion, that's fraud. Her mom, she was confused. She didn't know what she wanted. Me, she seemed pretty clear when she told her friend that I was clueless and easy to lie to. Her mom, you recorded private conversations. That's illegal. I'm calling a lawyer. Me, please do. Make sure to tell them about the part where your daughter admitted to cheating and financial manipulation. I'm sure they'll be very sympathetic. She hung up on me. Big surprise. More updates coming. The situation is still developing, and I have a feeling it's going to get worse before it gets better. Update 2, 11 days later. All right, final update because I think the dust has mostly settled and I can finally see this thing clearly. When we last left off, my ex had stormed out, her mom had threatened lawyers, and I was sitting in my apartment waiting for the next shoe to drop. Boy, did it drop. Monday after our confrontation, I got a call from my landlord. Apparently, my ex had contacted them claiming that I was threatening her and trying to illegally evict her from the apartment. She'd painted this whole picture of me as an abusive, controlling boyfriend who was using the lease as leverage to trap her. The landlord was concerned but reasonable. He asked for my side of the story. I explained the situation, the cheating, the recordings, which I reminded him were legal, my request that she find alternative housing. I told him I was willing to pay for the remainder of the lease myself, and that I wasn't trying to make anyone homeless. I just wanted a clean break. He said he appreciated my honesty and that as far as he was concerned, since I was the primary leaseholder and there was no domestic violence claim filed, I was within my rights to ask her to leave with reasonable notice. He did suggest I document everything in writing, which I was already doing. Tuesday, the social media stuff started. My ex posted a vague but clearly pointed story about toxic relationships and men who think they own you. Her best friend reposted it with some fire emojis. A few of their mutual friends commented supportive things. I stayed off social media entirely. Wednesday, my co-conspirator called me. He'd officially broken up with his girlfriend too, and she was apparently coordinating with my ex to form some kind of united front against us. They were telling everyone that we were the ones who ruined things by stalking them at Coachella, that we were obsessive and couldn't handle them having independence. The narrative was wild. The best part? The two mystery guys from the festival had apparently bounced. When the drama went public, they both ghosted. Festival guy texted my ex something like, "I don't need this drama in my life," and blocked her. Her best friend's side piece did the same. So not only did they lose their boyfriends, they lost their side pieces too. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Thursday, my ex came back to the apartment while I was at work. I know this because I still had the camera set up. She packed a bunch of her stuff, but also took some things that were definitely mine. My PlayStation, some kitchen equipment I'd bought before we even met, a Bluetooth speaker that was a gift from my brother. I documented everything. Timestamps, photos of the missing items, records of what I'd purchased. When I got home, I sent her a text. "Me, I noticed you came by and took some things. Most of your stuff is fine to take. The PlayStation, the KitchenAid mixer, and the JBL speaker are mine. I have receipts. Please return them by Friday, or I'll file a police report for theft." Her, "Those were gifts. You can't take back gifts." Me, "I have receipts showing I purchased them for myself before we started dating. They're not gifts. They're my property." Her, "This is so petty. You're really going to fight me over a stupid gaming system?" Me, "I'm going to insist on keeping my own property, yes. Return them by Friday." She didn't respond. Friday came. No items returned. I went to the police station Saturday morning. Filed a report for theft. The officer was understanding but realistic. Said these kinds of domestic disputes were common and often hard to resolve. He suggested I could file in small claims court for the value of the items if she didn't return them. I did exactly that. File Monday morning. The items totaled about $900. PlayStation was $500. Mixer was $280. Speaker was $120. Filing fee was $75. I had receipts for all of it. My ex was served with a small claims notice on Wednesday, and that finally got her attention. She called me, furious. Her, "You're really taking me to court over a gaming system? Do you know how embarrassing this is?" Me, "Do you know how embarrassing it was to find out you'd been cheating on me for 3 months while I paid most of our rent? We've all got our embarrassments to deal with." Her, "This is insane. You're being vindictive." Me, "I'm being practical. You took my stuff. I want it back. Either return it or pay me the value. That's how property rights work." Her, "You're going to ruin my credit over $900. Me, "You ruined our relationship over a guy you met at a festival. Seems like we both have questionable judgment." She hung up on me. Thursday, my co-conspirator told me something interesting. Apparently, the festival guy my ex had been seeing was actually someone she'd met on a dating app 2 months before Coachella. The festival romance was just how she'd framed it. They'd been talking for weeks before and had specifically planned to meet up at Coachella as a sort of test run for being together in public. The whole girls' trip was orchestrated from the start. Multiple people in their friend group knew. My ex's best friend had coordinated her own situation similarly. They'd literally planned a joint cheating vacation and made their boyfriends think they couldn't come. The audacity was almost impressive. Almost. Friday, the day before the small claims court date, my ex's mom showed up at my apartment. I didn't let her in, just talked through the cracked door. Her mom, "This has gone far enough. Drop the court case." Me, "Return my stuff, and I will." Her mom, "It's not about the stuff. You're trying to humiliate her." Me, "She humiliated herself. I'm just trying to recover my property." Her mom, "She's been through enough. She lost her boyfriend. She lost her friend. She had to move back in with me at 26. Haven't you punished her enough?" Me, "I haven't punished her at all. She experienced consequences. There's a difference." Her mom, "You're being cruel." Me, "I'm being firm. There's a difference there too. She left. Call me a few names on her way out." Classic. Saturday morning. Small claims court. My ex showed up with her mom as moral support. I brought my receipts, the police report, and printouts of the text messages where she'd acknowledged having the items and refused to return them. The judge was efficient. Looked at my evidence. Asked my ex if she'd taken the items. She tried to argue they were gifts. The judge asked for evidence of that. Cards, messages, anything showing I'd given them to her as presents. She had nothing because they weren't gifts. The judge ruled in my favor. Ordered her to either return the items within 14 days or pay me $900 plus filing fees and court costs. Total, $1,042. She returned the items 3 days later. My buddy picked them up from her mom's house because I didn't want to see her. The PlayStation was fine. The mixer had a dent in it that wasn't there before. The speaker worked, but had a scratch across the top. I considered going back to court over the damage, but decided it wasn't worth the energy. I had my stuff back. The principle was established. Time to move on. Update 3. Final. 18 days later. This is my last update. The drama has died down, the legal stuff is resolved, and I'm finally starting to feel like myself again. The 2 weeks I gave my ex to move out came and went. She got most of her stuff, but kept forgetting a few things, which I suspect was just an excuse to maintain some connection to the apartment. After 3 weeks, I boxed up everything remaining, texted her that it was on the curb for her to collect by 6 p.m. or it was going in the dumpster, and went to work. She collected it. Didn't text me back. Fine by me. The apartment feels bigger now. Quieter. I've been slowly reclaiming the space, moved the furniture around, got some new plants, put up some art she never would have let me hang. Small things, but they matter. My co-conspirator and I have actually become pretty good friends through all this. Trauma bonding is real, I guess. We grab beers occasionally and laugh about how absurd the whole situation was. He's doing better too. Already back on the dating apps, though I told him to maybe wait a bit. He said he wanted to get back on the horse. His words. The social aftermath has been interesting. Mutual friends have split down the middle. Some believe her version, that I was controlling, paranoid, invaded her privacy. Others know me better and could see through the narrative she was spinning. I didn't try to convince anyone either way. People who know me know me. People who don't can think whatever they want. Her best friend actually texted me 2 weeks ago, apologized for how things went down, and said she felt bad about her role in it. I didn't respond. Her apology felt more like reputation management than genuine remorse, and I don't owe her absolution. My ex's dating app profile is active again, a friend showed me. New photos, new bio, no mention of any relationship history. She's out there presenting herself as single and available while still telling people she was the victim in our breakup. Consistency has never been her strong suit. I heard through the grapevine that festival guy actually reached back out to her after the initial drama died down. They went on a few dates. Then he ghosted her again when he found out about the whole situation. Apparently, he didn't know she'd had a boyfriend during Coachella and wasn't thrilled to learn he'd been the side piece in a planned affair. The irony is thick. She orchestrated this whole elaborate scheme to have both relationships, ended up with neither, and now can't even land the guy she threw everything away for. I'm not going to pretend I don't feel some satisfaction about that. I'm human. A few things I've learned from this experience. 1. Trust your gut. I felt something was off for months. The distance, the phone secrecy, the sudden girls' trip with suspiciously specific rules. I explained it all away because I wanted to believe everything was fine. My gut knew better. Listen to your gut. 2. Document everything. The recording, the photos, the receipts, the text messages. All of that saved me from her narrative. If I hadn't had evidence, it would have been my word against hers, and she's a better liar than I am. 3. Stay calm. The moments when she was screaming at me, calling me names, trying to provoke a reaction, staying calm was the hardest thing I've ever done. But it also meant she couldn't point to any crazy behavior from me. I was measured. I was reasonable. I was firm. And that made all the difference in how things played out. For the trash takes itself out. I didn't have to do anything dramatic to punish her. I just had to stop covering for her mistakes and let the natural consequences of her choices unfold. She lost her boyfriend, her side piece, her apartment, and her court case. all because of decisions she made. I didn't ruin her life. She ruined her own life, and I just stopped participating in the cleanup. 5. Closure is overrated. I didn't get a big dramatic apology. She didn't break down and admit everything. She's still out there telling people she's the victim. And honestly, I don't care anymore. I know what happened. The people who matter know what happened. Her opinion of the situation is no longer relevant to my life. My apartment is quiet tonight. I ordered Thai food. I'm watching a show she always hated because she thought it was too slow. It's actually pretty good. My phone doesn't buzz with her texts anymore. My calendar doesn't have her schedule on it. My morning routine doesn't include working around her bathroom time. The absence of her is becoming normal in a way that felt impossible a month ago. I'm not dating yet. Not ready. Probably won't be for a while. The trust thing is going to take time to rebuild with anyone new. But I'm also not bitter about it. I'm just careful now, in ways I wasn't before. You wanted a more dramatic ending. You wanted her publicly exposed, her reputation destroyed, her life in shambles while I rode off into the sunset with a hot new girlfriend. But life isn't a movie. What actually happened is this. I found out who she really was. I protected myself. I reclaimed my space and my stuff, and I moved on. She's facing the consequences of her choices without my help or interference. That's enough for me. Thanks for following this ride. It helped to write it out, to have people validate that I wasn't crazy for feeling betrayed, to get advice on handling the practical stuff. Reddit gets a lot of criticism, but sometimes strangers on the internet are exactly what you need. I'm going to go finish my Thai food and enjoy the quiet. Take care of yourselves. And maybe think twice before you plan an elaborate girls' trip with your boyfriend stuff still in your shared apartment. Peace.